Hello out there, welcome to the No Shit Cast. I'm your host, Matt Frazier. Woo! Kick-ass show lined up for this evening. Helping me on my journey, my co-pilot for this evening's festivities, none other than the Grey Wizard of Historical Knowledge himself, Mr. Eric Smith. How you doing, Mr. Smith?
I'm doing well, Matt. Thank you so much.
So we got an in-studio guest, back by popular demand. Thanks for coming in again, sir.
I don't know if it's so popular.
Yeah, actually, you do trend well when you come on. Yeah,
That's good. That's good.
And then it gives me legit European numbers because of the Sweden. It just goes like ape shit in Sweden.
Well, that's cool. At least somebody cares about what we're doing.
I love it. So,
Thanks, man.
I'm just totally using you here, man. That's
all
all. It's all because I'm trying to corner that.
Hey, I've used you too, and we use each other. Friends use each other, man. We use each other in jiu-jitsu, use each other for recordings, wherever.
Yeah. So Antony Hämäläinen. Look at me. I can't even say that name.
Hämäläinen.
God damn it!
I
was so close.
Listen, we'll do it online. Listen,
All right.
we'll do it on there. Listen,
Let's do it.
ham,
Ham.
line,
Lie.
nin,
Nin.
all together.
Hämäläinen.
Hämäläinen. You're finished.
Fuck yeah, man.
Hämäläinen.
I'm in the group.
Yeah. That's it. Hämäläinen.
So, joining us on the show, coming back in to talk. Man, you've got a ton of shit going on, brother.
I do, man. I do, but it's like, yeah, it's been nice lately. Been a lot of work.
Good to be busy, isn't it?
Very busy, yeah. So busy. I wasn't been able to train jiu-jitsu. It's nice to do things other than just work a normal job. So
Yeah, grind.
yeah,
Yeah, add some variety to life, right?
Of
Kind
course.
of thing, some color.
yeah. When you do computers, especially when I work in that, it's like it's great for touring and everything. Like I've told you before, you can leave your job immediately and do a tour if you need to, and come back and have it there. But it's still boring. It's still fucking boring work.
The day gig.
Yeah.
Yeah, so how does that define you, kind of thing? Because there's a lot of artists that are in that same situation, okay, where they have a day gig, and then they also have this other life where they're like a stage performer.
That's like
or whatever.
everybody, yeah, except it's someone who,
That's
if you weren't around in the 90s, and if you haven't sold records, yeah, then, if you were able to sell some records before the streaming hit hard, before downloading hit hard, then yeah, I think you're okay. You can make a living off music. You can tour, at least.
That's the thing, right? Because so when you look at these bands that are doing this, there's a lot of love going into this too, because there's only merely a break-even point for a lot of these groups, or less.
Most of it's less.
Yeah.
It's mostly less.
That's
why
stunning.
they do one tour and they quit. It's because they're like, fuck this, man.
Yeah, you end up having to work to pay to go on tour.
Yeah.
Kind of situation, right?
Yes. And I do it, and but for at least where I'm at when I do stuff like that, it's worth it. Like, when we played that show in New York,
Right.
that we were last, I think, I don't know if the last podcast we were promoting that. I can't.
Yes, you were.
We
Yeah,
were?
you hadn't done it yet. Because I was trying to
yeah.
figure out a way to use my Southwest points, my Hilton, and see if I could get a room in New York.
Yeah.
But then I couldn't figure out how to
That's right.
take the podcast mobile at that point, which
Right.
I've since, as long as I have my laptop, I can do that now. But I was looking up hotels and looking up flights and shit, because I was going to try to get out there for that.
Yeah, I didn't even realize that. I didn't realize you were getting a hotel. We just could have had you stay with us.
Oh, dude, I wouldn't do it because I wanted you to.
We were staying at Andrews. We had too many people.
Right, and you were doing. Yeah, this was a whole. If it was going to be anything, it was going to be observational only.
Sure.
Right.
No, it's cool. But yeah, it was a great show. So like, if we do something that's really well organized, and we have some, lots of people show up.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like over 100 people showed up for that. So it was like, okay, this is worth it for us to sit down and do a serious recording and try to get something done with it.
Right.
So yeah, it's cool, man, to have that going. And yeah, then there's other things to do. Like I said, I have a project I'm not going to announce yet. We have to finish some stuff with it, make sure it's 100%. You know what I mean? And it's pretty cool. You heard the demos for it, though.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I told those guys you liked it, and they were like, "Oh, that's sweet."
Yeah, it's brilliant, man.
Yeah, cool.
There's I would call it orchestra.
You know what? Like punk rock orchestration.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lay it, because that's the problem. I don't want to I don't want to
it might not even sound like that even, you know,
to someone that hears
it's just pre-production, you know. You heard that, so it's and dude, if you've heard that song, like the only thing that stayed the same was the chorus. Everything else now is like fucking changed, has
been redone.
Yeah, I'll play it for you when we're done with this. It's on my phone, so I'll play it with you. I'll play it when we're done. We have that auxiliary, right? We'll play it through the big speaker.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I can punch you.
Yeah, it'll be nice. So then you guys can listen. It's like someone's fucking. I hate that, you know, like a fucking. So it's like, here, listen to this, and it's like, psh, on your fucking phone.
I just won't do it.
Yeah, I can't really get the vibe, dude.
Right? Yeah. Some things have to be listened to loud too.
Yeah, this is one of those things.
Yeah. No, I don't want to even get into the point where I don't want to precondition anybody's what they're going to hear, because I don't want to do that.
That's cool.
I'll say this: things like Goosebumps. You know, backing shit up, man. I got to hear that again.
Yeah, it's
like
cool, right?
Cutting into pieces of how some of the changes are put in.
Sure.
It's brilliant.
Cool, man.
And
glad you like it.
And so,
well, I can't wait for you to hear the new version, because you're gonna be like, weird.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's changed. You'll think it's weird. Like the vocals, at least, for sure, it's all changed.
I can't wait, man.
Yeah, it's all different.
So when does this project that you've been working on, like, when does this come to fruition in the album?
They're supposed to do it. They want to do a recording like in November, and then I know that there's some shows that have already been booked.
Okay,
they're in December, and then that's as far as I'm gonna say.
Okay, no, I bet with the one that you're doing the recordings have just
the
finished.
Chaos
yeah,
stuff. Yeah. They are right now doing the mixing for it. So,
okay, so it's in post at this point, right?
I played you one of those songs for
Yep.
the one mix that had our vocals on it recorded here. So yeah,
that's what I'm talking about, man. This stuff is off the hook, man.
Thanks,
it's
man.
crazy good stuff.
Wait till you hear it now with the real drums and stuff, like you said. It's pretty crazy.
It's a whole different experience.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it sounds great.
That's one of the things, though, with you guys that sort of circling back to your point about, you know, working musicians and working artists, man, is the people that you work with, too. You just get this sense, and it comes through in the music, where there's a pride in the professionalism of everybody trying to stay out of everybody else's way, but also putting together just this immense wall of sonic, you know, brilliance that comes through with this stuff.
That's cool. That's a good way to describe it.
And you guys seem to all really respect each individual pocket and whose part is what.
Yeah.
And I saw that with you with recording the vocals too,
Okay.
was the, you know, just the real respect that was given to what was being said in the song, what needed to be, the story that the song was conveying.
Yeah, I mean,
You
if I
know?
didn't write it, you know, we all, you know, because that's the thing, man. Like, you know, we kind of go away in our little hole, and we kind of write these songs.
Right.
And that's kind of how it's always been. I think in Armageddon, it was like that too when we were in that band together.
Right.
Because 4 out of the 5 of us were in that band together, so we would already kind of worked with one another. We
Right.
knew how it was gonna go, so it was really easy, you know. And it was like, okay, Sarah, you need to write the lyrics for this song. We know already it's gonna be sweet if you do this. This has got your vibe to it, you know.
This is the bass player, right?
Yeah. So she will write the lyrics. She did, you know, she wrote like all the lyrics to Captivity and Devourment. Most people don't know that, and like 40% of the music. She wrote like a lot. Yeah. So I guess so it's cool. Like, so especially when we're doing new songs for her to, you know, gets to really shine through on the ones, especially like I think the one song we did here, Void of Sacrifice. That one's awesome. Like,
She's a technician, man.
Yeah, man, right?
You really can see that too with the stuff that she's written, and not only a technician lyrically, but a technician on her instrument,
the
too.
bass, right?
Yeah, she understands the zipper.
Yep.
You know, that holds it all together, kind of thing. Her and this drummer, those two
he's
together.
amazing. Yeah.
What the fuck is
that's my
going
boy.
on there, man? Holy cow!
Yanis Malakis. He's a
The
good
guy is an animal, man.
Yeah,
I know Eric's over here going, "What the fuck are you guys talking about?"
No, I'm just listening. I was wondering, how long have you guys been together?
Well, we were together. Like again, we were called something else before, and we were called Armageddon, and it was with a previous lineup. Like a guitarist and the drummer were different. So we'd known each other for a long time. So it was really easy to, like, you know, just pick back up when we left off. And we play some of those older Armageddon songs, especially the ones we had a lot to do with. Like, we play those live. And then we have our new stuff that we're writing that it's just all us, you know, that we've written.
It's really cool to have that length of time with them and know them like that, to be able to have that rapport with them so that people can do different parts.
Mm-hmm.
That's That's like a highly functioning band, from what I understand, at least.
Yeah, it helps. It helps when people want to work and do their stuff, and there's just that's the thing with these guys is there's no shortage of material. It's actually the opposite problem of what most people have is we have too many songs. We have too many things like that we've written, like just so much
awesome.
stuff.
When you showed me the stuff on your hard drive, and
that was just other projects too. I mean, I don't think
that creepy stuff. The other stuff that we were looking at.
Oh yeah. Oh, now I see what you're saying. Oh, you're making a reference to pornography. Okay. Yeah, we've done some pretty good jokes with porn. But yeah, some of those. But I don't think I played you any Daughter Chaos demos. But I definitely played you stuff that was like projects that never happened. Yeah,
it was. I was floored at the volume of material that you're like, hey, check this out. Yeah. Yep, that's never going to fucking see the light of day. Now listen to this one. Oh yeah, that one's never going to see the light of day. It was. Like I mean, and
there's a lot of flakes out there, brother.
It's crazy to be that. To me that was okay. So, I've never recorded an album. You've heard my best whack at it. Okay, with stuff I did entirely on my own. Okay, but to me, that's that. If there's a finish line, that's fucking it.
Well, there's levels to everything, just like we talked about in jiu-jitsu. And there's levels to playing the guitar, and there's people who just only sit around and play the guitar, but they don't have the motivation to learn the business.
I think
to learn how to get going beyond that. Sometimes they'll get lucky.
Yeah,
I know a very famous guitar player who got lucky because he had a family member that basically helped guide his career.
Right.
And he just sat around and fucking just played the guitar. It must be nice.
Yeah.
But the rest of us have to bust our fucking ass and find other people to work with that have to be motivated.
It's like a blue-collar musician
sometimes
kind of thing. Yeah. It really is.
So it's hard, man. It's not as easy as you think. That's why that's why I showed you guys that.
Well, I think what it says is
you were like, oh my God, you do it so quickly. It's like, well, yeah, because look at how much shit I've done. It's very easy to do this. It's no problem, to sit here and edit the vocals and
I did too.
I've been up and down this motherfucker.
I wanted to spend like a day with him just working on Mike, his voice on different microphones, trying to find the right envelopes to put him inside
of. That was the first day, right?
Okay.
That was the first recording day. We still recorded one song.
We spent like 10 fucking minutes doing it, bro, and you banged out a song.
Yeah, but still, we did. And it was like, great. Because I've never really. I think the only time I've ever really experimented with like extra mics was when I was in studio for Edmund with Nightrage. And that was like we threw a couple of extra mics in there, and then it was actually just the same old one they'd always use all the time anyway. But with us, we did like 4 mics or 5 mics, and I'd never done that before.
And we sort of
and
distilled.
Andrew kind of rated them, which was cool. Then he said, "This one's the best. These 2, you just go ahead and
that's right
between those other 2."
Yep.
Yeah.
So it's sweet.
Yeah, it was kind of wild.
It was educational for me,
For me, watching you do the recordings, it was super educational because I went, "Oh, fuck, okay, now I get what you're on about."
It was 50-50 then, because I got to learn how to actually record like real professional vocals, like by myself. Which like I said, I've used my own editing software and stuff before, and been able to. I know how to deal with that, but not to actually get the quality, vocal sound that you got. That's the deal. That's what's up.
It helps having a best friend that's like an audio engineer.
Yeah, it does, man. It helps to know, dude. It helps to know people. Yeah. And that's what I tell other people. Like, there's people I'm friends with that want to get into music and they want to start bands and stuff like that. And then I'm like, just sit down. Like, they can play the guitar great and they shred. They're really good, but they just don't know how to like sit down and record it all
and put it together.
Get a pod and get it all together, like you said.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, everyone has a friend that knows how to do this.
Yeah.
Sit down with them and do it, and no one does it because they're just lazy.
Start creating, and you'd be amazed.
Yeah. What you can do.
Oh, right. Yeah. I went. Speaking of that. Here's, for instance, I went down a wormhole last night where I downloaded Google SketchUp, which is, here's the nerd part of the show. Okay, I download Google SketchUp and I end up fucking drawing shit, designing stuff in Google SketchUp last night till like no shit 4:30 a.m. in the morning. And I don't know what happened.
What were you designing?
Oh, I was building a podcast desk.
Okay.
I went crazy in this thing. I watched like 2, 15-minute tops videos on how to use Google SketchUp, and then just off I went. Now I do a lot with like AutoCAD. Unfortunately, I'm not fantastic with AutoCAD. I don't like AutoCAD. I have a love-hate relationship with the software, right?
Yeah,
But
it's been around for a while too, hasn't it?
it was funny. Once, I kind of, so to Anthony's point, it's kind of once I went to that, or got to that situation where I had a new tool that I could create with.
Mm-hmm.
That's like your nerd friend, that can do this, can put you on the air, can get your tracks recorded,
That's who you need, man. That's who you need in your life. If you don't have a nerd friend, it won't work.
But the ability to create in new ways is huge, right? It's so accessible today.
Yeah.
Crazy. It's so accessible. Absolutely.
True, very true.
I mean, my computer, like that old computer I've had, like that's come with GarageBand since I bought it,
Yep.
And I've been playing with it, that it just
poking around.
Yeah,
what's this,
it's right there, and so that means everybody who's got one of those could do that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, and just start right up.
You know how lucky we are in that sense. Sorry, Eric, and that we are sort of
those cut Eric off ever.
Those
oh my
of us,
God.
those of us that have adopted like the iPhone and the Apple platform.
Dude, he's got me drinking whiskey.
Has had access.
This is crazy shit over here.
We've sort of evolved with this software because it can do so much more now than it could do back when we all started plucking around with stupid audio files and stuff in our cell phones.
I started in 98.
Yeah, I started doing that too, man. I love poking around with stuff like that. Still, like, I think I told you before, I'm still playing the fucking original Doom. I won't even go past that.
I love reading audio file manuals.
Yeah, right.
That's what I like. That's how I learned how to do what I do.
For sure.
Now you understand why I have him on the show, right?
Yeah, right. Of course. I mean, that's what you need if you really want to do this stuff professionally and learn how to do it.
I never watch a video until I've I've read all the help files.
He likes reading audio file help manuals and drinking whiskey.
Hey, that's fine, dude. Just put a little honey in there.
I like reading anything, honestly.
A little honey, a little 7-Up.
That should have light you on fire, man.
Too much for my brain.
So this series of recordings, like you said, that's coming up for this new album is literally the tip of the fucking iceberg when it comes to...
Yes, it is.
It's crazy the amount of material you got. How many?
Well, yeah, I mean, we can definitely do it. We could do 2 albums at least. I mean, for sure.
Or a double album?
Well, we won't do that. No, all right.
That might be a little pretentious for the first album out the gate.
So far, what we're looking at doing is putting out an album with another label after this, maybe. We don't know. Maybe not. We don't know. Like, we're just kind of going with the flow and seeing what happens. Yep. Making sure everyone's available. We don't want to tour without somebody. Like Joey has his other bands he's in, which has been touring. Like he's in the Absence, and they just toured with Deicide. And then I know he's going out on tour this summer with Sanctuary in America as well. And we're going to try to go see him, I think, in Cincinnati. That's a little closer. Last time he was in Cleveland, so it was too far for us to go. But so this time we might go see him in Cincinnati when he's there with Sanctuary. So yeah, that's everybody's got something going on, man. So it's hard to like nail down like tours and stuff with that band.
Yeah, I dig it.
But it is possible, and we're definitely looking into it because people are, like you said, into the idea. Like people like the band, so they like the songs we've already put out and everything. So.
Yeah, and you guys are pretty open about. I mean, there's a constant flow of content that's sort of from that creative wellspring that's coming out with the associations you have with all those musicians.
Yeah, always.
Yeah, I'm so there's like you said, you happen to be partnered with some people here that are prolific at creating new stuff to work on.
Yeah, they have no shortage. I mean, Andrew's amazing at writing riffs, and Joey always has something. Sarah as well. Yeah, so much stuff. I had some stuff too. Some of that stuff I've played you before. There's some of my riffs in there that I had. So yeah,
I think that, and I said this when you were recording, that one of the things I love is how you have like an on switch, and when you start in a session, man, it's
I'm just trying to get it done fast, man.
It's like boom, man, and
dude, fucking, it's so annoying. Like, let's do this shit, especially if you can do it on your own.
But that's aggressive.
Yeah.
That aggressiveness certainly
I would
comes
say, like,
through.
dude, when I'm like when I'm in a different environment and it's not a home studio record, which I would consider this a home studio
Sure.
recording because it's in a close environment.
Oh,
You know,
so.
it's
It's supposed to feel comfortable.
Yeah,
in
that's
there.
the thing. When you're in a big studio, you know, and you're recording there, you know, you have an engineer with you. He's in the booth. You know, like, you know, you're in the other room, and that is when I would feel it's really like kind of more calm.
Okay.
And it's not as fast as how I was going, and also, I mean, those guys usually at that point. Like, this is what I was telling you I was going to do with the project we're not speaking about. Like,
Right.
We're going to go there and record with them and do it like that, you know, where it will be, hey, I have an idea now for this one fucking word. You know what I mean? And we're going to do it. And it's cool, you know, because I didn't have that idea. You know what I mean? So it's just going to help the song grow, you know, just even a little bit more. But with Daughter Chaos, you know, again, like we kind of kind of fucking know what we want to do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and that's just like a different vibe kind of thing
Yep.
with a different band. So, and it should be like that because then I don't want every band to sound the same that I'm in.
Sure.
Because then it's like, fuck, who wants to hear that shit? You know?
Do you have any interpretation when you go to lay a vocal track down and you know that this take is going, or this set of takes is going to be the thing? Like, do you have to get yourself in a certain mood for various songs that you know?
Well, no, because when that's the thing is, like, I was kind of explaining to Matt, is when we write these songs, man, like we just when we're doing the pre-production on our own and we're sending back each other crap files, like just real fast stuff, like we come to a point where it's just done and we're just like, all right, that's done.
You just know.
We just know this is it. This is done. And then that's what I'm going to go into the studio with, like, at least in this setting, and kind of recreate, you know, because everyone was happy with it, you know, like, you know, I want, you know, Yanni, our drummer, even though he's playing the drums, I still want him to be happy with the vocals, you know?
Yeah.
So when I send it to them and they in the chat and everyone goes, awesome, that was sweet. Okay, great. That's what we're going to do.
Right.
Good.
So that's kind of like, it was a different vibe, you know? So each band I've been in has kind of been like that, you know? It's
And then
had,
you just
had
kinda-
its own thing.
You just kind of recreate it when you get back in to do the recording sessions. You just try to invoke that feeling again.
Exactly. That's already there. I've already heard the demo 1,000 times, and then even that's another point of listening to it 1,000 times is shouldn't just listen to it just to marvel at yourself. You should you should listen to it and go, maybe I could do something different there.
Gotcha, with a technical.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
I'll
sure.
come in and
Right.
and I did actually a few things that were different on the demos. That just a couple things, very small things, like that only me and the band would notice, that are different on the EP, on the demos.
Okay.
For the final recording. Just because I was like, okay, I can tighten that up a little bit. I can maybe make it a little more on time, you know, stuff like that.
Do you do layers or anything like that?
Some stuff like that, yeah. We did like some extra backing vocals and stuff. Like I had my wife and I had for one of the bonus tracks we're doing a cover, and I had Matt and my wife help me like at the end, because on the cover, the actual original song, the band has like these weird voices after the song is over with this nice acoustic guitar.
Nice.
And we actually, well, I'll tell people what the cover is. We played it live any fucking way. For the show, we played "Sleepless Nights" by King Diamond, and so at the end of that song is like this kind of crazy, like, you know, scary vocals and stuff, and we made it even weirder, you know.
Sure.
So even though that's a cover, and a lot of people say you should sort of like stick to the same as the cover, we don't, you know, we kind of do it our own way and try to change it up a little bit, you know. Even those, I think the drums on this one will probably sound the same. I don't know, I haven't heard Yanni's final drums on it actually. So because we're saving that for a special occasion to put that out. So
how long does that recording process normally take you guys, like from the time that you have all decided that this is the feel and the thing we want to do, like about roughly how long is it before that manifests?
Just depends on what the setup is, man. Like this one, for instance, we all did it on our own, so it was done in a matter of months, couple months. Like it was all done. Like everybody has their own setup at home, so it was really easy. I just did the final vocals here with Matt because of all the fucking mics he's got, and he's got some badass mics. And you know, that's what we were talking about before. I'd never done that before. You know, I never sat around and tested four mics.
Tried shit out, right?
That. Just whatever the engineer was going to have at the studio that I was at, that was it. You know what I mean? Or, you know, the only rare occasion where I recorded with my good friend Nick Zeros, who is in LA, and he would come to Arizona and he would record in my home, but it was the same thing. I let Nick completely do. Like he recorded Crossing the Rubicon Armageddon vocals. He did it in my home, and I didn't tell him anything. Of course, he knows Pro Tools like crazy. You know what I mean? I can tell this guy shit. You know what I mean? So, and that was why doing this with Matt here was special for me, because then I got to really learn how to do it on my own.
That's nice. Cool.
So yeah.
That was funny. For I guess a point of historical reference here, the mic you're talking on right now is the one that the talking parts of
all the songs.
All the songs is recorded on.
Yeah, and the clean vocals for Sleepless Nights. All of those.
And the one I'm using is the one all the heavy parts. Yep, is the one.
So we kind of did that. It was kind of weird too. I've never done that before. Like where we used one mic specifically. Like, okay, every time we speak, we're going to use this one because it's really warm and it's just really nice. So yeah, it works.
Yeah. And so using equipment to pull out specific textures and things of your voice or your instrument in this particular case was kind of neat.
Yeah, I mean, I just needed the what's the word? Because this deader is not a fucking word, but I need it as dead as possible.
Yeah,
you know,
you do,
and that's
right.
And this mic was able to capture that when we actually, had no effects or anything on it. Like, you put some nice effects on our voices, things in here too. Like, make it sound cool. But there, we didn't do any of that. It was really easy.
Dry.
For you and I, it's easy just to make it just as dry as possible because it's up to Andrew, who's mixing it, to kind of give it whatever he feels. And he did do like, if you listen to Intergalactic, which is one of the songs that we've already put out, but he put some really cool sounds on the backing vocals, I thought. And then he did one of our own songs that we wrote on our own that's really nice. It's called Old World, and he did some cool stuff, I thought, with the backing vocals there. Even though he didn't like it that much, he wants to redo it. So he's still remixing things and still messing around with it. So again, dude, I don't even know yet still how it's going to sound in the end. So it's going to change, I'm sure.
So it's funny, and I'm going to brag on you a little bit here because I'd never seen anything like this in the sense that because I'm a total nerd, right? I sang barbershop. I'm going to admit to it. Sorry.
No, it's good, man. It's good. You had at least a frame of reference to come from to help me out.
So growing up, a hick kid and church and listening to people harmonize, and then I'm a huge fan of like the Eagles, and so. But one of the things that really struck me,
dude, I fucking love the Eagles.
Yeah, right. Well, but when he fills out his parts, when he does his any of the overtracking that he uses to thicken a part up or whatever, this motherfucker's building chords
good.
while screaming into the mic.
That's
and
awesome.
I don't know if I've never heard anybody do that.
It's
man.
just I'd say it's just melodic death metal. Yeah,
it's
fucking
fucking
cool. The singers in that genre,
it's nuts.
They
sound thick.
They're all
my god.
I wish I could sing like the Eagles, man, but I can't. So that's why I scream it like that, though.
You do though.
Yeah, that's the idea.
And it was funny watching him go. Wait, back up.
Johan Leva's the king of that shit.
He'll listen to himself like 2 times, and then he'll back up, and then he'll do it, and he'll go nope, and he'll stop, and go back up, and go start again, bump, and it's just, he puts it on a loop.
That's mostly due just because it's not. It doesn't sound heavy enough though.
And I see what you're saying. Thickening it up really.
Yeah, I already know.
It works.
I know
it's
what the
crazy.
It's just it's not heavy enough, or it just sounds like bitch.
It's like he turns his voice into a power chord.
Yeah,
is
that's
what
awesome.
he's doing, like a
That's
3
really
part,
cool.
like
That's
a
cool.
3. Yeah,
That's cool, man.
Now, how many tracks do you do usually with that? To like 3 or 4 or 5?
It just depends on. Well, no, I mean, it just depends. I mean, it just depends on actual parts. I don't know, man. I do it all on feel. It just depends on each part,
Yeah, you totally do it by ear.
Yeah.
But that's exactly, because when you listen to the parts
best,
individually, it's like, that's son of a bitch.
I try to make it sound different. I don't want to do the same stuff over and over again. I like to give backing vocals in weird spots and everything, and then kind of like whoever's going to mix it, kind of let them kind of play with it. And then maybe they don't like the way the backing vocal sounds there. Cool, you can delete it if you want.
Yeah.
Because it's still going to, live, you're not going to have all those backing vocals
anyway.
Usually. Unless, there's some really specific parts that maybe we want and that can happen. So, we do that with Daughter Chaos and things like Armageddon. There's some parts that we don't do live that are on the recordings.
Yeah.
We just don't do them. Like Godforsaken, I think, for instance, like if we ever play that song, like when we played it in Armageddon, it was really hard because, these are very fast, crazy guitar parts. You can't ask these guys to sing and play this shit at the same time. It's not, I don't even believe it's fair. So,
When I first came up after he recorded the first time, my wife says, "Well, how did it go?" And I said, "It was kind of like my drill sergeant singing to me in boot camp kind of. It was the weirdest thing I've ever experienced, but I think I kind of dig it. Like I don't understand why.
Well,
but
the music's good. I mean,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah,
usually
for sure.
the thing with this type of music that you always hear from people that have never heard it before or aren't into extreme music in general is the vocals. The vocals. If you just change the vocals, I could listen to it. You know what I mean? And the music's great. You know what I mean? Like, so yeah, we've heard that a million times, but this isn't for them then.
Right.
Well, and Eric, you're gonna love this stuff, man. I'm telling you, because it is a musician's extravaganza for sure.
Yeah, I'm very excited too because I haven't, and I'm like, well, I want to
play for it.
I mean, not to shit on you, Anthony. I'm not saying the lyrics aren't great, but I'm just saying.
No, but that's why, bro, I join these bands like that. You know, I mean, if you ever listened to my old band like Nightrage and stuff, I mean, Marios and Olof, the guys I played, they played the guitar in that band with me. They're fucking phenomenal, you know, guitar players. And I was in a band with Christopher Amat, dude, who's one of the best lead guitar players in the genre. I mean, he is you know, it's, you guys just don't listen to this shit, so you just don't know. But if you did,
no frame of reference.
if you did, dog, you would be like, oh wow, like that's cool.
Like I get it, kind of thing.
So, but I mean, that's why I joined those kind of bands is because they're awesome and they're really good guitar players and they write great songs and.
It's not often that you can listen to something, man, and it actually takes you like on a journey. Yeah. And that's the thing with, like, I feel
like
there's
Andrew and Joey and Sarah, they all have that. Like they all have that as well. Like the songs that like Sarah's lyrics take you on a journey. Yeah. They take you on some sort of
these crazy fucking awesome stories,
awesome, right?
epic, fucking paint with the big brush,
awesome,
epic
dude.
stories. Yeah.
So
and then the way you deliver them with the juxtaposition of the music, it marches you through. And I was like making analogies to you when you were recording and stuff about being militaristic and like, where's the riding crop, you know, kind of thing. Because it's just, like I said, it was a lot like having my drill instructor fucking sing to me. But there's something really compelling between the way that works with the way you guys weave the music together with the lyrics and then these amazing stories that you guys are telling too. I can't fucking wait. When's this shit coming out,
dude?
Man?
We gotta work on it. That's the thing. It takes time, you know. Everybody's got to work on it.
Not a genre of music that I've ever really been. I can't say I wasn't a fan because I wasn't a listener, so I just never really didn't have an opinion on it.
That's why I chose you, man, because I thought that it would be cool to work with somebody who's never really messed with it before. And again, I knew you didn't have to do really hardly anything except just kind of watch, make sure it just wasn't you know, bleeding or anything.
Right.
The music,
I worked strictly as an engineer. That was it. Yeah, I just plugged the shit in and made sure it worked good.
That's someone who's easy to work with. You know, I mean, it helps. You know? Then I just don't have to hear like, well, I don't know how that sounds. Maybe that's not the best thing to do.
But it was. But I did get to kind of be here. I felt it was fun, sort of like connecting with the lyrics as you were putting them together with the music and going, oh my. Like, because I'm hearing the story at a very detailed level.
And you were like, oh, I get it now.
Yeah. Oh, that's fucking cool, man.
Yeah, like Intergalactic, like that's one of the coolest ones because we wrote that together, Sarah and I. So like she kind of like took the chorus idea I had and she wrote the story with the chorus and came up with like the best verses, I think.
Yeah.
I think the best verses are that, and then the best chorus is Void of Sacrifice. Like I really like that chorus. She wrote all the lyrics on that song, and that chorus is just so heavy. It hits so hard, and that was my favorite one to do. So it's cool.
Bro, when this thing comes out, we'll have to see if we can round you guys up to do like a launch show.
Yeah, we can try something like that. Sure, of course.
I mean, I know everybody's busy and stuff, but
we can mess with something like that. We'll talk. We'll talk
Skype people in.
Yeah, we'll talk to them. And we'll see what's up.
Because we did this with Kat too when she released her album. We actually went through her album with her and talked about the tracks and what was the motivation behind them.
We could do it like when it, like, you know, like the day after or something it comes out or whatever. Like,
it's kind of a neat bookend, I guess, sort of thing for the album when it comes out, because then the fans can kind of go listen to you guys fucking talk about it's like it's like
DVD commentary.
Yes.
That would be tight. Yeah, I mean, because we've never done anything like that. Of course, we did like a playthrough video for one of our songs where we like just had a camera on us watching us play it, you know, so people could see how we do it.
That's cool.
That was like
my favorite videos of you guys is that Instagram video of you on the drum riser. Yeah, you like ran back and he was like beating the piss out of a cymbal while banging and shit back.
Oh yeah, that's old. Yeah, that's when we were in Armageddon. Yeah. I used to do that all the time with Martin, our drummer. Yeah, that was our thing. Yeah. Now I don't do it because Yanni will get pissed if I punch his cymbals.
You might get a little pissed off, huh?
Well, actually, those are rental kits, dude. So I mean, like,
the only thing more expensive than synthesizers back in the day was drums.
Yeah. Well, I mean, when we were on tour and shit, and we would do that, like those guys used to get mad at me because I mean, I a couple times I hit them a little too hard.
Yeah,
and they were afraid I was going to crack them. Yeah, and I didn't even think of that. You know what I mean? I just because I'm a fucking idiot. You know, I'm just a fucking meathead. You know, and I just fucking was crushing them. And afterwards he was like, dude, that was just way too hard. He was like, it was so loud. And I was like, sorry, man. Like, damn, sorry. Because the other drummer from the other band that we were on tour with, Mikey, he was also using the same cymbals. So if I cracked them, then he had to fucking have a cracked cymbal too. So,
yeah.
So that wasn't very nice.
But you said they use a lot of that's rental. It makes sense,
the drums,
right?
Sometimes, yeah. Especially if they have a sponsor or whatever. But like if we're playing a festival, like in Japan, like we can't fucking bring drums.
Imagine crating all that up.
No. Like, good luck with that. Flying drums from fucking wherever to Japan. Like how many millions of dollars do you have?
Right. Do you do that when you guys tour Europe? When you toured Europe too? Is that a pretty normal thing?
Yes,
usually. For states bands.
Well, they'll usually they'll have like some sort of company like sponsor it, and then they'll have like a couple of bands maybe share one or whatever. So yeah, especially if you know some of the bands on the tour, it really helps because then you can share.
I tell you, man, you got like the key. You got it figured out. Because one of the hardest parts I think about, putting the local band together, and Eric and I have personally together with
local band, terminally local.
Man, it's tough, man. It just is. But what you figured out is the band members are what's important, not whether you guys can get together on the weekends to work some shit out, man. If you got the proper musicians, you got the proper commitment.
That is just all perspective. Now, because let me tell you something. Sorry, I burped. When I lived in Arizona, that's when I really experienced a local scene or whatever.
Right.
And there were guys that, there was like only one guy. There was only one guy. There were guys who were all like, yeah, dude, we're going to fucking blow up. I was like, okay, bro, sure you are. But there was like one guy, I'll never forget this. And he lived in Prescott, Arizona. And I can't remember the name of the fucking band, but they were from Prescott, Arizona. And they like watched us play. Okay. And, we had just come together with these guys and they watched us play, and it was a ferocious set. It was like our second show. So we had like we were just trying to prove to ourselves that we could just go up there and just fuck everything. And we didn't care if we were playing in front of 10 people. It was just
right.
And he came up to me afterwards and he goes, dude, you are going to make it.
Yeah.
He goes, just keep doing that. He goes, we are just doing it for fun.
Yeah.
We like it for the weekend. We do it for fun. The rest of the guys in my band, we all do it for fun. But you guys will make it like that. And I was like, shit. Because this was the first time someone had said that to me, and I'd been living there for about 5 or 6 years, and like all these motherfuckers were talking all this shit all the time. And I was just like, dude, this must just be like an American thing, or like, I don't know, because my mom's American, so it's like I have that side of me too, but I also have a European side where I just like see things in that light too. I'm just like, what the fuck?
There's a culture. It has its own culture for sure.
Europeans are lazy fucking too, man. There's plenty of there's plenty of lazy Swedish people I've met. Trust me.
No, I mean, I think there's
lazy Greek people I've met. There's lazy Swedish people I've met. Finnish people I've met. Some fucking lazy ass Finnish people, my son.
But they don't call them suffering artists for nothing, though. Is sort of my point,
of course,
right?
I mean, that's a huge part of it. I mean, most of the lazy assholes I know are the best guitar players and songwriters or drummers that I know. They're fucking they are pieces of shit, dude.
Hey man, in my defense, my cousin wanted me to be in that band because he was trying to cheer me up because I was having a divorce.
Shit.
And then he like pretty much imploded. So
that's all good though, dog.
Yeah.
That's all good. I mean, hey, that's a good reason to play music though. You probably wrote some cool stuff.
No.
Shit.
No, sir. No, sir. Not with that band, did we?
No. I mean, there was a lot of
immediate drama.
See, then you have to leave immediately.
It was just
pretty much
that, man.
Yeah.
So you either have to, if you're really into it, you guys would have just left and done your own thing. But if you're not, then you come to this.
Well, I was doing my own thing, and he pulled me into it, and I hated it, and I didn't want to. I never wanted to.
That's cool though, man. At least you tried. You know?
I did. I make you do all kinds of things.
No, it wasn't you. It was him.
Oh, him.
I just like it when people are honest and they just say, "Hey, I'm doing this for fun. I'm not trying to fucking do it for for a living or something."
Yeah,
like that.
that's
nice
all I
that.
do stuff for, pretty much, man.
That's
like
good.
That's and oh yeah, man. I know you were there. You were my buddy. You were the guy keeping me sane while he was trying to steer the ship into the mountain.
Then I sucked him into doing this too. I was like, "What are you doing?"
Yeah, well, I mean, if he has a good personality for it, so it works. That's good.
We've had some fun fucking
Yeah, this has been great,
shows.
man.
Awesome.
But okay, so let's talk about jiu-jitsu for a while.
Sure.
We haven't talked about that.
Tell me what's on your mind.
Slow or not?
Rolling?
Free rolling.
Yeah,
Talk
what
to me
about
about that. What the fuck is
Ask
that?
me. You just don't want to. What do you know? My interpretation.
Yeah, because here's what I see. I see people just kind of. It looks like cuddle. They're cuddling. They're like rolling. Am I wrong? They're just rolling around together.
You're wrong.
There's like nothing aggressive about it.
That's
So
the
what's
idea,
the
man.
point?
Because you want to be able to learn to technique. That's it. That's the idea of free rolling, is to learn. It's the same thing as like when you're kind of boxers, when they're doing some sort of light sparring. There's a difference between light sparring and hard sparring. You know what I mean? When you go hard, you go hard. But when you go light, you're just kind of tapping mitts together and just kind of like dodging and weaving. And it's kind of a similar deal. So like one guy I'll tell you is really good at our school about at that is Ben Huff. Ben is very good at flow rolling.
The flow rolling. That's what it is. Not free rolling.
Flow rolling. That's
Okay.
fine to say free rolling because it sounds like free
It doesn't
falling.
surprise me.
Yeah.
Ben.
Yeah, he's very good at that. I think that's why John uses him a lot as demonstration.
I take so much shit. Oh my
He's a good
God,
dude. He's
Ben.
awesome. But yeah, he's awesome at that. So if you ever want to roll with someone who's really good at it, he is that, because he'll kind of let you take control a little bit, let you do a little bit. I like to do that. I let people take my back all the time. Not only does it get me good at my back defense, but it just kind of sees, well, okay, what does this guy got? You know, what is he? Is he going to do something different that I've never seen before? You know what I mean?
So it kind of
you can flow like that, and then I'll take your back, and then you get out of it, and then it's just like kind of like there's no one gets aggressive at this point,
Yeah, I think so the point is it stitches together the transitions in a way that you don't have to get completely cooked trying to make the transition.
Yeah, think of
so
it
you
as
sort
the
of
checkers of jiu-jitsu, not the chess of jiu-jitsu.
Okay.
Think of it like that.
Okay.
You're just going to kind of jump over each other a little bit, feel each other out, you know what I mean? And you just do that. If you could do that for 5 minutes, it's awesome. Because then you're doing the drills over and over again, but you're doing the drills that you feel comfortable.
I get it now.
Think about it like that.
Yeah.
Because like if you're...
because I've done a couple of those flows where you could just like flip it and just keep going and keep going and keep going. That's sort of the same thing, but it's not.
So let's
it's not
say we did
scripted
that 4 or 5 times, and then we go to something else, and then I take your back, and then I get out one way, and then you take my back, and then you get out the same way I did. You know what I mean? Then I get on top, and then I take side control, and you just shrimp away, and just one move, man. Just simple stuff like this. This will just get everything connected into your mind. So then when you start to go more aggressive, you start to push it, start to try to get harder and harder. It's just natural.
Yeah, the muscle memory is sort of already there.
Exactly. That's why when you keep saying, "How do you when you get on top of me?" I can't fucking move. What is it? It's not, dude. I can't tell you that. There is no word for that.
How did this happen?
I've tried.
I can't
asked.
tell you
going on?
that. It's just pressure.
Yeah.
I mean, you see what I'm doing. You know what a head and arm choke is. You've seen it. You've done it 1,000 times.
Yeah.
You've done it the drill. Okay. I've just done it more than you. And I've done it more than you with someone smashing my fucking face in too.
It's funny.
Dan Coble or John Bateo or these guys, even John, John Barrows. John Barrows will smash your face in. Dude. Guys will do it. You know what I mean? So that teaches you. I mean, even if you're not the best at learning technique,
pain is an amazing educator, man.
Sure,
if you're willing to let it be.
Willing to learn, yeah. I was always, because I knew I was old when I started. I was 34 when I started. You know what I mean? So
you're old. He was old. He was old.
Yeah, man. Think about it. Because when you're 34, I mean, and you've never tried any type of like really, the hardest thing I ever tried with that was some friends from high school showed me a little of the high school wrestling. I'm like, yeah, you should come do it. You're the right build for it. And I'm like, no, I'm playing fucking soccer and shit.
Yeah.
So I was, into that. So if I would have even though I'm a natural athlete in that sense, I catch on quick. Yeah. If I would have been doing it back then, I mean, yeah, I'd be phenomenal. So 34, you've lost some time there. You've lost some time, So coming in as a white belt and then, getting your you're a blue belt in 2 years. That's a good jump. It takes most people 2 to 4 years to get a blue belt. It's the average. So I was a little bit below average, but not really. I didn't get it in 1 year.
Right.
You know what I mean? There's no fucking way. I was shit in 1 year. So my first year, I still felt like I didn't know shit. Until my second year, then I started to feel like, okay, I know what I got to do to get better. And God, I don't want to do it, but I'm going to do it.
Yeah. When I finally come back, man, I'm going to be hating life.
Just train,
bro.
dude. Just go every day and just say fuck it. You know, that's what you got to do. You just gotta go every day.
I know, and you just got to get over the hump. I bet. I've been trying.
I was injured. That's why I haven't been there the last 2 weeks. I went today. It was great. I didn't tap one person because everybody there is now getting fucking way better. There's no new people anymore.
Yeah.
So everybody's awesome now. It's
Yeah.
kind of cool.
Yeah, I saw some of the videos too of some of the competitions here that just went down with some of the guys from the gym are constantly medaling and doing well.
Oh yeah,
in these
everybody,
things, so.
everybody who walks in there becomes a killer.
I know,
awesome.
it's wild,
That's
isn't
awesome.
it? John's running around.
That's why
chaining all these assassins, man.
We were literally talking about it today. There were guys there that were talking about how they're like, man, I can't get you, and like, man, I can't get you, and we were like, well, wait till someone new walks in.
Oh,
because you're gonna get them. Really
It's gonna be ugly.
Yeah, it's gonna be ugly. So they're waiting for a new person to come in, which I'm sure will be very soon.
Yeah, no shit. Remember that day? That first day?
Yeah, which day? Oh,
Your first day ever?
Yeah.
I mean,
I loved it.
Is that cemented forever in your consciousness now?
Yeah. John Mateo, Cody Elmer put me in a fucking put me in a headlock.
Yeah.
Or it's probably, I know it was a Marcellitine, I think it was what it was. That's what they were doing. I'll never forget it. Yeah, it was Marcellitines. I was like, whoa, that sucked.
Yeah.
I was like, I can't wait to learn this. So I was like hooked, you know.
Yeah, man. It's damn near a spiritual experience when you start to realize, oh, I don't have a fucking clue what's going on here.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Like it's
pretty cool. I like that feeling because then you want to learn what's up.
But you did want, that hurdle to pass I know what's going on here doesn't mean you can prevent it, but at least I know what's going on is not a big one.
No.
Okay.
It's not a big one.
You know, then you start to go, this is a chess match. That's what this is. This is, you go here, so then I go here to block you. Yep. And then, but they're all built around these like funky fundamentals like shrimping and shit, you know? So
those little fundamentals, as much as you might sit there and think, whoa, it's just a little fundamental. I mean, this helps a lot.
They're big. Yeah.
It's huge on your game.
Well, it was you and John that finally educated me that, remember, I was like, how the fuck do I get from underneath somebody with shrimping bullshit? I watch these goddamn YouTube videos and you got like 4-year-olds.
What I said then. I think
shrimping
I said that to you in front of John was stop with the fucking YouTube videos, okay? And come into class and fucking you will learn what the fuck's up.
I thought I was doing it right. Turns out there's a technique involved in
Very
that.
much so,
and when
man.
you apply it correctly, things change dramatically. It's like, holy shit.
Dramatically.
Look what happened here.
Yep. You'll get wrapped up real quick. You know,
there's like a new dimension, and when that's the thing with it. It's like there's these fundamental pieces, and once you sort of have like a connection on these things that sort of stitch it all together, you can start to see how the picture works, and you start to realize that it's like a fucking bizarre neural network, man. It's just hooks into this, goes into that, and that goes into this, and this goes in. So there is no ever end of the book. Like there's no.
That's the beauty of it. Yeah, it's like the universe. There's no end to it.
It's crazy.
Can always keep evolving. You ever thought about doing it?
I have thought about doing it.
You should come try. You like it, man.
Yeah,
it's a lot like creating your own Dungeons and Dragons world. You know, you have to create the world on your own and sort of walk with people, and you know, there's always going to be a master. You know, like a dungeon master. You know, and that's like for instance, if you roll with me, I would be the master, you know, in the beginning.
Right.
And then you become the student who becomes the master eventually by doing enough of them and playing enough games and, you know, taking enough roles and having to put in enough weird situations to come up with, you know, okay, you were born in a dark cave.
Yeah.
Okay, well, how do I get out of the dark cave? you're an elf and you don't know how to get out of anything. So how do you get out of the dark cave?
If I just keep from getting married again, I probably will be able to do it. I just don't need to get married a 5th time.
There you go.
Look at Anna over there smirking.
I'm just saying, no offense. This is my 5th time,
Hey,
so
man,
I'm
you
just,
know,
probably should stop.
Dog. You gotta
Yeah.
get married for the right reasons,
Right.
man. That's all what happened.
Yeah, love and shit and stuff.
I'm just starting to figure out where my spare time is at.
Yeah, right. Yeah, Eric's been busy. He's been like putting shit out on SoundCloud, I
Nice.
think, and
Nice.
selling stuff. People
Nice.
buying his music now.
Nice.
He's been doing a bunch of collaborative work that he won't talk about because he refuses to like brag about himself.
I'm a single man. I don't like telling anybody about it unless you're like, hey, we have to have a podcast.
Yeah,
So now
no, I need to know what the
yeah,
fuck you got going on. Man. Jesus
Right,
Christ. I know, because I've seen the business end of that activity.
Yeah, see, I'm not really participating because I'm not really doing any business end.
Sure.
I mean, nothing. I'm not
Yeah.
doing anything. I don't even want to.
Eric's,
care.
Eric is my guest that will be here, and he doesn't have to have a clue what we're going
Nope.
on to go on the air and talk about
That's
until
cool.
he literally sits down.
That's cool, man. That's good. That's good. That's a good side
So
chick
we-
to have.
We end up with these really bizarre conversations because of that. Sometimes,
It's a spare time, man.
Good. Spare time. That's how I think I know everything on Jeopardy is, you know, working in IT, you sometimes have a lot of spare time. So I just sit around and read Wikipedia and just
That's
read
cool.
books and shit. And I know everything on Jeopardy.
How did we function without Wikipedia? Like,
we
what-
read books.
Yeah, it's encyclopedia.
Encyclopedia. Yeah, exactly. Trust me, I had read a lot of them. The math books. You had to go to the fucking library, or at least in school they'd give them to you. So that was easy.
Yeah.
Makes you wonder, man. Like when that solar flare of death hits and
Just like Eddie
wipes,
Bravo, dude, going to the library.
everybody's gonna be running to the library.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be like I was telling you before. It'll be like the rapture for electronic instruments. They're just like, oh my god, they're all gone now. I think they've been raptured. Holy shit!
Like the soul has been removed.
Yeah,
from
they're just
all of
gone
them.
now. Like there's a dead bone.
There's a dead boom.
It's like you need to see the meme with the cats watching the people get raptured. Who's going to feed the cats? It's like we're going to be watching the electronic instruments get raptured.
Well, that's how we'll go, Eric. You and I will be in the middle of recording a podcast, and
Yep.
that's going to be the end.
The last podcast. Whoa.
Everything's just going to go
Just be a
dark.
beep.
Yep.
Yep.
I love it.
Everybody be huddled around their cell phones for the last going in and checking the pictures and shit. You know, for the last.
The Last Supper.
As they're watching the battery die, you know, that was actually the premise on a TV show. I'm totally ripping that off.
Really?
This girl, it was one of them events type thing. All electronics died, and this woman carried this cell phone around because it had the only pictures of her kids and stuff still on.
Ah, okay.
But it was dead.
Yeah.
So she couldn't know, and she was hoping that someday somebody would figure out a way that she could get the pictures back. So she just continued to carry the cell phone
So
around,
whack.
you know.
Okay.
Everybody learn how to read a map.
Let
Yeah, it's time to get up and learn how to fucking shoot an arrow.
Yep.
me
Play an acoustic guitar, shoot a bow,
Are you
arrow,
gonna come
read
sit
a
here
map.
and talk about this goddamn phone, or we're gonna get out of here and get some food?
Right.
Everything's broken.
Dude,
Yeah,
we'd
but
be-
there's a picture of a deer on it.
you hit that kind of reboot button, man, and it could get post-apocalyptic so fucking quick. Holy shit! I mean, what would people do if they didn't know how to get on the Google to tell them everything?
Dude, I have no idea. It'd be really hard for them.
Yeah, I mean, like the world for a lot of folks would just end, including probably me. I don't want to be all nobilistic here.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, the world would end for a lot of people. It'd blow their minds. It'd be really cool to see. I'd love to see if people could
I'd like to see that too.
actually make it on their own.
I'd like to hang out and have a glass of water and watch that happen in the first 15 hours or something. Play a
Yeah.
game of chess.
Yeah, it'd be neat.
I got a balcony. We can sit out and watch.
Yeah, he kind of watches this now. He watches the decline of Western civilization literally play out on the sidewalks
There's
in
a cool
front of his
movie with
house.
Chris Holmes called The Decline of Western
Yeah,
Civilization.
that's what. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's
So
sitting in
that's
the scene where he's in the pool
That's
with
the fucking best scene ever, dude.
yeah, and his mom's like there
Dude,
just to
that's
make
the
sure he
reason
don't
I got
drown.
into playing in a band was Wasp, son. That's it.
Yeah, right.
That's it, dude.
Yeah, they lived the
First two albums are phenomenal.
they lived the image. That wasn't fake for those
Actually,
first
I like
groups,
everything
man.
up to the Crimson Idol, I'll be honest with you. Guys like that shit? Dude, I'm going to see Dokken, dude, on July 13th, dude.
No, that's cool.
Fucking They're playing in Pickerington, dude.
Like the Sweet Corn Festival
Dude,
or
they're
something.
playing in Pickerington. Dude. There's no way I'm not fucking showing up. Dude.
Wow.
Okay, I'm gonna show up and kick Don
When
Dawkins'
is that?
ass, dude. It's gonna be awesome.
Why?
I'm just joking because I love Dawkins, dog.
You're gonna beat him
I
up.
love it so much. I'm gonna kick his ass. It's
I
great.
know that you were
I love
ta-
Dawkins.
I just want him to remember me.
Yeah,
He's got
I just can't wait to see him. It's gonna be sweet.
he's got a funny story about being pissed off at Alice Cooper that's legit though.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, that's so old. So old. Yeah, I mean, he was just like holding us up in the rain, and I was trying to eat in the fucking rain. I couldn't go into the backstage. He was getting ready to go on stage, and we weren't allowed to. So, yeah, it was just stupid.
He's out there getting, he's out there getting
I had some
pissed
shit.
on.
I had some really good shit, man. I had some fucking kebab with milk sauce on it. And the fucking rain was killing the milk
Oh,
sauce.
it was
my
like
friend.
washing it all off, huh?
Fucking my milk sauce up, son. Okay, I had to pay for that shit. All right, it wasn't like it was on the rider. Yeah. Fuck Alice Cooper, dude.
Fuck Alice Cooper.
No, it's cool. I like Alice Cooper. He's cool. He's just old, dude. You know what I'm saying?
I understand.
He just old.
Hell of a golfer.
That's yet to be seen. I've never seen him play golf. I'll be the judge of that, actually, because I can play golf too. So I'd love to see that motherfucker play golf. I bet that shit's terrible. I bet he needs
you
a
can't-
big old he needs a big old golf club, dude. one of these big whack ass old men drivers, dude, that's got like the head on it that's like fucking 20 inches big.
So would you look at him and say, I bet that dude could fuck me up in a round of tennis?
I could, dude. I bet I could.
I don't see. Probably. I mean, I've never played tennis, so I'm going to say yes. I don't know anything about it. I don't even know how to play it, so I'm going to say he's going to probably fuck me up.
I'll teach you the rules. It's
Okay.
easy. It's actually not as hard as you think.
Feels really difficult from right here, but yeah, okay.
No, I played tennis for a long time when I was a kid.
Really?
Yeah, he did.
I don't think I ever have.
Tennis is awesome. It's great cardio.
Yeah.
I bet.
I mean,
Really
if I
good?
did anything, it would be good for me.
My orthopedic surgeons have both said no basketball, no tennis, no.
What the fuck do they know?
Yeah.
Okay, you do
They're
jujitsu.
not, they're
Are you
not
fucking
real
kidding
happy
me? You
about
do
me being in
jujitsu.
jiu-jitsu. Yeah.
Dude, tennis? What's tennis gonna do to you?
They don't know what jinjitsu
We could
is.
sit and
right?
do some mini tennis, dude. Be fine.
Did you? That's actually true.
Yeah.
When I went to physical therapy, the dude kept asking me, he was like, why do you do this? I kept looking at him like, what are you talking about? Finally, it dawned on me. He thought that when I said that I was doing Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, that I meant I was training like Cam does, like MMA.
Oh, okay.
I was like, because you're thinking people are hitting me and shit. I ain't no bitches hitting me. What the fuck?
Dude. Yeah, I mean that's
So a lot of people don't understand what it is.
yeah.
I wouldn't
No,
have
they
known
don't.
if you that. If I didn't know you, I would have known.
Yeah,
so.
I mean that's the thing is most people know jujitsu is like the MMA. They think it's UFC or whatever. I
Yeah,
understand.
for the first 6 months, he corrected me. I would say something
Jinjitsu.
Jinjitsu or something like that. Yeah,
Judo for a while.
Yeah, judo.
Yeah, that's like some shit my mom
Judo,
says.
jitsu. Yeah.
Mom was like, "You're going to jujitsu."
Jiu-jitsu.
They can't say it.
See how hard it would be to train me? You would first have to get me to learn the nomenclature, and then you would be able to. All right, you can come in the door now. Okay, cool.
It's kind of a funky thing to do because it's sort of a thing that it trains you itself. Like it's all situationally based kind
Very
of
much.
thing.
Oh, it sounds fun.
It's just learning to get into and out of it over and over and over again.
Sounds what we did every day in Texas. We went like from 5th grade to 9th grade, really. We would go out and just wrestle like dumbasses. Like,
Yeah.
no ideas of what we were doing, but if we could
That's
hurt
a good
each
way
other.
to learn jujitsu, especially if somebody else doesn't know or somebody else knows what they're doing. They can really show you some shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think my recruiter fucked me up one time. I keep thinking back to this time when I was in the office, and for some reason he just decided to kick the shit out of me. And I'm now that I'm sort of relating back to my post-traumatic stress syndrome.
He just
from
decided to kick the shit out of me.
it was weird. He was funny. He was a funny fucking guy, but he was just like, and I was just there was nothing I could do to stop this guy, and he was stationed in Southern California back in the time frame when I've never been able to find him again
Huh.
since then. His name was Evan McKenna. So you ever hear this, give me a
Probably-
holler. But
Probably not around.
I would like to find out.
That's what I
if
was kind of
that-
thinking.
If that's what he.
Because if he doesn't got a Facebook or anything like that, then yeah.
I haven't really looked real fucking
Should
hard
look.
for him either.
Look for it.
Man, I
Be
fucking
like,
have
what's
too.
up?
I try to get rid of the people I have on Facebook already.
No, I'm
Not,
with you, dude.
I don't want more.
Yeah, I had the same issue. Like I didn't use social media for a long time after a while, and then had to come back, dude, so I could start doing the band some more. Everybody was all like, "You have to do social media." Like, all right.
I'd just rather people know me this
Join
way.
the cult.
I did. I joined the cult.
Same thing. I would rather this be. If you want to know me, this is here. It is.
Yeah, it's
You
cool.
know, and
That's
friend
cool.
me up, friend up the Facebook page, and
Yeah.
you know, I don't know how to get
All I
any
do
more.
is
I
post a little jujitsu and music stuff.
don't.
That's all you're getting out of me, kids.
That's it.
You don't get shit else.
Good stuff, though.
Not one personal thing ever.
So the Crow, I still got to meet the Crow.
Yeah, that's why you should come do a podcast at our house one day.
Yeah.
It'd be sweet. We
That's
could
a
do it right after jujitsu, and then you have a fresh take.
I have to pack all this shit up and
Not
do
all
it.
of it. Do the fucking travel one. It'll be cool. What
Oh,
if you were
the
in
little-
a hotel room? That's what I was talking about.
Oh, the
Like if you
little
were-
$40
Yeah,
condenser
man, but
mic.
That thing's cool. Let's do it. And do it in the sunroom, and it's sweet. The sunroom we got is tight, dude.
Okay. Yeah,
Trust
for
me.
sure.
You should do
Yeah,
it.
it's. I mean, if you're okay with it, that's the problem that I have with
suggested
it.
it, son.
Is I don't want to record a guest and then be like, hey, we sound like ass.
Well,
you
if
know,
it sounds like ass and you don't like it, then we wouldn't put it out. I
Yeah.
wouldn't make you put it
I
out.
would still do. I would just do it like I do with the ones I do in the hotel
Why
rooms.
don't you take all this stuff, dude? That's crazy.
Fucking nuts.
Yeah.
That's why Kenny, shout out to Thought Dump Podcast. But Kenny he's going to a smaller setup, a more
Oh, he is?
much more mobile
More
setup.
mobile?
Yeah. So I
Or
don't.
maybe use his if he gets it. And just use you guys come out, both of you.
He's
he,
like
he needs to do some jujitsu too. He was doing it. Now he's not doing it no more.
it's his work schedule.
Yeah, he can't
That's
do
also-
Sundays, right?
well,
Can he do Sundays?
No, he like works fucking third shift,
Oh,
man,
that's right.
and it dicks him all up also for like being able to do podcasts and things. So he's
Sure.
he's just kind of he's stuck right now until he can get himself out of that third shift bubble, and
All right.
then
Well, we'll figure
then
it
he'll
out.
be back
At least you can
around.
try. We can try it with that and see what it works. I want to see it.
Yeah.
I want to play with it. Because that thing's cool. I wanted that thing, man. I wasn't trying to get this. I wanted to see that little guy. I wanted to see.
oh,
That's
it's-
why I wanted you to do it. It was because I
Oh.
wanted you to try
well,
that.
I'm still on financial hiatus from the gym, right? It's that self-inflicted financial
What does
hiatus
that
right
have to
now.
do with anything?
From the gym. That's
He'll
why
let
I
you
didn't
in.
go to.
He'll- Yeah, come on.
Yeah, I know. I just got to get to. So
I'll give him $20 for
I
it.
kind of screwed myself, so I'm
You can drop in
unscrewing
one
myself.
day. We can drop in.
Yeah,
I'll hook
I
it
got
up.
to, and I talked to about it, but that's sort of the only reason I was traveling a bunch, and then we had to fly the kids out,
Right.
my daughter's graduation, and there was just a lot of things going on that was like, oh, this cost a shitload of money. My dog we got my dog fixed. And then there was complications. So
Damn.
what was supposed to be like a couple $100 turned into over $1,000.
Always, right.
It's
It's
like,
always like that. You think
and
it's
it just
always gonna
came
be-
in, and it just kept coming in waves.
How it is,
So
dude.
I'm currently, listeners, if anybody out there needs
Speaking of which,
some liver tissue or a kidney,
Give this man an artery.
currently willing to sell bodily fluids of any kind.
That's awesome. That's it.
Fucking shit's real, man.
It's real. We're trying to get lit over here.
real bad.
So yeah, man. Luckily, Kenny's been awesome and has been letting me use his board.
Yeah, the board rocks.
But I
Board's
need to
great.
get him. I need to get him squared up on this fucking thing. It's just been like one thing after another. So he's but it's the same thing with him. He's stuck in sort of a weird spot where he couldn't record if he wanted to anyway.
Right.
Just the scheduling issues is tough.
Yeah.
Fucking gotta want this shit, man. It's
Gotta
not
want it,
easy.
dude. That's it. That's what I said with the music. You know, I showed up here every day. You had a time off. So
Yeah. Yeah, we banged that right the fuck out, man.
I know what I'm doing.
I was traveling like crazy too, dude. It was like I was back for 3 days. You'd be in the second day. You'd
Yeah,
come in
dude, it
and
was
we'd be like, see ya.
I like it like that, dude. It's fun.
It was fun.
In and out, dude. You just banged out a recording. Peace.
And it wasn't like it wasn't like it wasn't hours and hours. It was
45 minutes.
To kind of
At
get
the most. You
you knew
Shit.
exactly what you were gonna do.
Dude, that one day we did 2 songs. One day.
That's
Remember?
right.
We did
Yeah.
2 songs one day. And then we just did the other ones whenever we felt like it.
And then you guys did a cover too.
Yeah,
as
we did
well.
that too. That was one of the ones.
That was like a day.
Yeah, the King Diamond cover. Yeah,
That was one of the two songs we did that day.
That was the 2-song day.
That was a fun day.
Yeah, it was. We'll play you that one when we're done with this.
Cool.
Yeah, it's really cool
You
shit.
can hear it.
All right, man. Anything
None
else?
of you people get to hear it, huh?
Anything else going on? Any?
That's it.
That's
I'll
it.
let you know about the other. Everyone will hear it on social media when I announce it for the.
Yeah,
other
we'll
thing.
put this out too. So
Yeah.
good shit coming up, man.
Yeah, man, lots of stuff.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
Real exciting stuff. How about you, Eric? Anything else going on?
It's all good.
All right, folks. Thanks for listening, everybody. Check us out if you get the chance at www.noshitcast.com. It's KNOWSHITCAST.com. Make sure you hit those like and subscribe buttons. Leave us a comment. We'd love to hear from you. Give us a rating on iTunes. And if you would, give us a share. We'd really appreciate that. And we'll catch you all next time. Thanks for listening, everybody. Bicycles.
See you.